Dear finance professionals and students, welcome to podcast of FCA Deepak Rao, a practicing chartered accountant. Weekly digest for week 5 of July 2025. India's primary market momentum continues with over 2 dozen issuers planning IPOs. These companies aim to collectively raise approximately Rs 35,000 crore in the upcoming month. New age companies like Zepto and PhonePe are expected to lead this significant market activity. Investor appetite is returning as markets stabilize following a subdued first half. This robust pipeline signals a strong third quarter for IPO launches this year. Bain Capital is nearing a deal to buy a significant stake in IndusInd General Insurance. This acquisition could value the insurer at over 16,000 crore rupees. The private equity firm expects to invest between 4,000 and 5,000 crore rupees. Discussions are currently focused on valuation and final commercial terms. The deal is anticipated to be finalized by late August or early September. Global auto supplier Forvia plans to more than double its India revenue by 2030. The company will invest an additional $70 million to expand its operations. This investment will create 3 new manufacturing plants across the country. Forvia also expects to increase its workforce by 50% to over 9,000 employees. Rising demand for SUVs and vehicle electronics drives this significant expansion plan. Proteum Finance is nearing a deal to acquire Clicks Capital for approximately Rs 1,900 to 2,200 crore. This acquisition aims to expand Proteum's market reach and product offerings significantly. Aeon Capital Partners expects to exit its investment from its maiden fund successfully. Clicks Capital, founded by former GE veterans, has been seeking a buyer since late 2024. Proteum Finance, a 7-year-old lender, specializes in various business loans for MSMEs. Strata invested 96 crore rupees in 3 residential projects across Chennai and Bengaluru. These investments target annual returns of about 16% through coupon payouts. The Chennai investments support apartment and villa developments along the OMR corridor. Bengaluru saw 30 crore rupees invested in a plotted development near Devanahalli. These transactions highlight growing investor interest in private credit opportunities. India's annual trade with the United Kingdom could nearly double to $115 billion by 2030 following the implementation of the bilateral trade agreement, according to a new study by industry body ASSOCHAM. The trade trajectory is expected to expand from about $58 billion in 2025-26 while creating an estimated 7 lakh to 10 lakh employment opportunities, the study by ASSOCHAM Global Research and Strategy Centre said. The India-UK Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, or CETA, came into force on July 15th, giving nearly 99% of Indian exports zero-duty access to the British market. The tariff concessions cover almost the entire value of India's existing exports to the UK. India plans an Rs 80,000 crore incentive package for deep water oil exploration. The government will fund up to half the cost of drilling exploratory wells. This initiative aims to reduce exploration risks and attract global companies. India is also auctioning 18 deep water and ultra deep water blocks. The bid deadline is September 17th for these blocks. Tata Power will build a 10 gigawatt ingot and wafer manufacturing plant in Odisha. The company chose Odisha over Andhra Pradesh for better incentives. This new facility will be constructed in 2 5 gigawatt phases. Operations are expected to begin in January 2028. Tata Power is also exploring nuclear power projects in 3 states. Sensitive Bank of Baroda data has reportedly been hacked and released. About 1 terabyte of personal and corporate banking details appeared online. This includes Aadhaar numbers, account records, and loan data from many branches. Internal communications and audit reports were also part of the leaked information. No hacker has claimed responsibility for this significant data breach. Noel N. Tata will retire as Titan Vice Chairman in November 2026. He is stepping down in accordance with the Tata Group's retirement policy. Chairman S. Vijay Kumar acknowledged Tata's outstanding contributions and visionary leadership. Tata has served the company for over 23 years. He expressed confidence in Titan's future growth and transformation. Global logistics shifts and growing Indian demand are driving expansion for electronics warehousing firms. Millennium Semiconductors plans a large component hub in Bengaluru with government support. Ray QTTI is establishing a Pune facility to shorten delivery times for key sectors. Mauser Electronics is also actively searching for land to build its first Indian warehouse. These specialized facilities will enhance local manufacturing and reduce import dependencies for companies. Fintech major Bharat Pay and Centrum Financial Services, the two shareholders of Unity Small Finance Bank, are locked in a dispute over a proposed change to the lender's capital structure, with the Delhi High Court restraining the bank from taking up an increase in authorized share capital without Bharat Pay's written consent. The deadlock stems from warrants authorized in October 2021 that are due to lapse by the end of October 2026. Their conversion requires Unity SFB to increase its authorized share capital, a move Bharat Pay has refused to consent to on 3 occasions over the past year. Even as the dispute remains sub judice, people aware of the development indicated that an out-of-court settlement remains possible given the time available before the warrants expire. The matter is listed for hearing on October 28th. Adani Ports is evaluating the acquisition of a controlling stake in UK's Associated British Ports or ABP in a deal valued at nearly $10 billion. If completed, the acquisition would rank among the biggest overseas buys by an Indian company, marking a symbolic shift in India's economic rise while strengthening Adani's global ports network and maritime logistics footprint. Unilever will protect European and British food business jobs for 2 years. This guarantee follows the planned merger with US spice maker McCormick. The agreement locks in terms until at least mid-2029 for employees. This protection exceeds typical legislative requirements for such deals. Unilever continues constructive engagement with works councils regarding these commitments. Production-linked schemes have driven significant investment in India's electronics manufacturing sector. Mobile production alone has seen approximately Rs 96,000 crore in new investments. Electronics production grew by 15.8% year-on-year, reaching Rs 13.11 lakh crore. Smartphones now lead India's exports, surpassing traditional commodities like gems and jewelry. These initiatives are creating substantial direct and indirect employment opportunities across the nation. India's leading IT firms witnessed a substantial rise in employee productivity over the past year despite a decline in overall staff numbers. The revenue generated per employee has consistently increased over the last 4 years. This uptick in productivity signifies a transformational shift within the industry driven by strategic investments in talent and advancements in AI that enhance efficiencies and allow employees to manage larger workloads. Marvell Technologies said it will invest $250 million in India over the next 3 years to expand its technology, engineering talent and infrastructure. The investment comes as the US semiconductor company marks 20 years of operations in India. Marvell said the expansion will strengthen its engineering capabilities and support the country's growing semiconductor ecosystem. As part of this investment, Marvell plans to double its headcount over the next 3 years and is unveiling a new wing at its Bengaluru office while expanding its presence in Hyderabad. India's state-run Steel Authority of India and Indonesia's Krakatau Steel plan to invest as much as $350 million in a stainless steel slab plant in Indonesia. The plant will have an annual capacity of 5 lakh metric tons and is expected to be operational within the next 3 to 4 years. India, the world's largest crude steel producer after China, has identified Indonesia and more than a dozen other countries for cooperation in the steel sector to boost exports and secure key raw materials. Indian steel makers are pivoting to the domestic market to offset weaker exports as Europe and Britain tighten imports, but competition from Chinese steel is blunting that strategy. India's special measures have attracted $32 billion in foreign currency inflows, but the boost has yet to significantly strengthen the rupee or ease banking system liquidity. While borrowing costs have declined, the RBI's foreign currency assets have risen more slowly as markets await the full impact of the inflows. According to strategists from Barclays, the rupee remains sensitive to crude prices, while the deposit push offers only marginal support because it has no direct impact on the foreign exchange. They expect the rupee to weaken further and maintain a long Chinese yuan-rupee trade. Japanese camera lens maker Tamron received an acquisition proposal from Sony Group. Sony made a non-binding offer to turn Tamron into a wholly owned subsidiary. Tamron established a committee to review its strategic options and potential transactions. Sony, a camera and image sensor maker, seeks to enhance its imaging business. Tamron supplies lenses for Sony, Nikon, and Canon cameras. India, the world's top sunflower oil buyer, is rushing to secure supplies of alternate vegetable oils as attacks in the Black Sea region disrupt imports and its own crops falter due to weak monsoon rains. With shipments from top producers Russia and Ukraine facing delays of up to 60 days and prices rising, the country is turning to South American suppliers and to rival oils like palm and soy to plug the import gaps. The number of individuals in India reporting an income of Rs 100 crore or more has seen a dramatic increase, soaring from 142 5 years ago to 576 in assessment year 2025-26. This more than four-fold jump reflects broader economic growth across sectors like technology and manufacturing, alongside improved tax reporting and compliance. The surge indicates accelerating wealth creation at the top end of the economy and highlights the expanding Rs 100 crore income club. Marvell Technology will invest $250 million in India over the next 3 years to expand its technology, talent, and infrastructure capabilities. The US-based company joins a growing list of global semiconductor firms expanding their engineering operations in the country amid AI-driven demand for chips. Chip designer Marvell, which began its India operations in 2006, plans to double its India headcount as part of the investment. The firm has offices in Bengaluru, Pune, and Hyderabad. The company also said it would open a new wing at its Bengaluru office while expanding its presence in Hyderabad. According to a report from Goldman Sachs, generative AI could substitute 12% of Indian non-agricultural jobs. 48% of jobs will likely be complemented by this technology. Healthcare and education sectors are expected to benefit most from AI augmentation. India's Gen AI adoption depends on infrastructure and compute affordability. Widespread adoption could boost annual labor productivity growth significantly. Grow's four co-founders are setting up a second Rs 400 to 500 crore seed and early stage fund to back consumer internet and deep tech startups, expanding an investment program that they have run together for the past few years. A small dedicated investment team will handle sourcing, due diligence, and portfolio management under the founders' supervision. Avada Group secured Rs 12,800 crore financing from three major lenders. This funding will support 2.15 gigawatt of renewable energy projects in Gujarat and Maharashtra. These new projects will commence commercial operations starting March 2027. The financing covers hybrid renewable energy and solar capacity developments. The loans have an aggregate tenure of 21.5 years. Banks now have until October 1st to implement new differential interest rate rules. These norms allow varied rates on bulk deposits considering liquidity coverage ratios. The Reserve Bank of India has extended the implementation deadline after bank feedback. Rates for deposits under Rs 3 crore remain outside these new stipulations. Banks must now disclose bulk deposit rates online by 10 a.m. daily. The July monthly economic review says the country's strategic manufacturing initiatives gathered pace during the month through a series of policy decisions and project launches that together reinforce India's long-term industrial ambitions. India is accelerating a broad-based industrial strategy that spans semiconductors, electronics, commercial space, green mobility, rare earths, shipbuilding, and coal gasification, signaling a coordinated push to reduce import dependence, strengthen domestic manufacturing, and build resilient supply chains amid an increasingly uncertain global environment. Flipkart's supply chain arm is opening its logistics network to outside businesses. This expansion utilizes a new franchise model and dedicated warehousing capabilities. Over 300 franchise outlets are now operational with plans for 1,000 by 2026. Businesses can access over 1 million square feet of warehousing space for fulfillment. eCart's technology stack, including AI, will also be available to these external clients. A new task force will identify ways to increase India's toy market share. The goal is to reach 5% of the global market by 2032. This initiative aims to strengthen manufacturing and integrate with global value chains. It will also focus on resolving bottlenecks and enhancing ease of doing business. Industry stakeholders are urged to build a complete domestic manufacturing system. Hershey India is pivoting away from general trade in non-metro areas, focusing its efforts instead on the premium urban markets of 6 major cities. This strategic realignment emphasizes investment in modern trade and digital channels to enhance financial performance. The company's goal is to leverage India's largest urban centers and digital landscape for optimal growth and profitability. UAE is poised to spearhead India's special FCNRB deposit scheme with enticing dollar rates and beneficial tax incentives, attracting considerable client interest. Bank officials project that more than $10 billion have already been sourced from the UAE. Although operational limitations for bank representatives create hurdles, the robust Indian expatriate community plays a vital role in enhancing contributions to this initiative. Banking credit to industry saw a robust 19% year-on-year increase. Personal loan growth also remained strong, expanding 16% compared to last year. Loans against gold jewelry surged by 93%, leading personal loan segment growth. Vehicle loans followed with a 17% expansion, while credit card growth decelerated. Education loans maintained strong growth at 13% year-on-year. Indian Oil Corporation secured $500 million through a special Reserve Bank of India swap facility. This concessional forex swap encourages state-run companies to increase dollar inflows into India. The company raised these funds via a 5-year external commercial borrowing last week. Indian Oil's borrowings increased significantly for selling fuels below market rates. The refiner maintains sufficient crude oil reserves for 45 days. Apple achieved record revenue in India during the June quarter. Mac computers recorded their best ever sales in the country for the company. Global Mac revenue rose significantly, showing strong worldwide performance. The company saw growth across emerging markets, including India. New and upgrading customers contributed to this impressive Mac performance. TPG Capital and Permira are leading contenders for a significant minority stake in Cloud9. The deal is expected to value India's largest maternity and pediatric hospital chain at approximately Rs 11,000 crore. Binding bids are anticipated by mid-August after due diligence is complete. This transaction will facilitate True North's full exit over a decade of investment. Cloud9 posted Rs 2,000 crore revenue and Rs 300 crore EBITDA in financial year 26. Zepto's plan to make history as the world's first pure-play quick commerce company to go public has hit a hurdle. But Audit, co-founder of the company, told employees in a town hall on Friday that this is just a pause for 1 to 2 quarters. The delay comes as investors have become increasingly cautious over the company's valuation amid concerns around profitability, limited cash reserves, and intensifying competition in the quick commerce market. These headwinds have led Zepto to defer its initial public offering by nearly 2 quarters. Insurance agents, bank officials, or brokers selling insurance policies will have to be more diligent while soliciting customers. The Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India has mandated that every policy be linked to the individual responsible for the sale effective January 2027 to curb mis-selling and ensure customers can identify the person or entity that sold them the policy. Under the amended regulations, every proposal form, policy document and certificate of insurance must carry the details of the intermediary or any other authorized salesperson who solicited the policy, along with the mobile number and email address of the branch or office through which the policy was sold. This podcast is sponsored by Sound of CA. We share because we care. Vande Mataram, Jai Hind.